This is Markane Alan, and today we're going to discuss what is fitness and why it is important. Fitness, the ability to perform daily activities with energy and alertness, resist disease, and meet unexpected physical challenges, achieved through a mix of overall health, diet, sleep, etc., and specific physical attributes like strength, endurance, flexibility, and balance, ultimately allowing you to live a healthier, more capable life. It's about improving your body's capacity to handle various tasks, from climbing stairs to playing with kids, rather than just being an athlete. Now, let's go over why fitness is important. Fitness is crucial because it significantly improves both physical and mental health, reducing risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, some cancers, while boosting mood, energy, sleep, and cognitive function, ultimately leading to a longer, higher quality life with greater independence. Regular activity strengthens muscles, bones, and cardiovascular system, helps manage weight, and enhances your ability to perform daily tasks with more energy. That's what fitness is. That's why it's important. We're living in a time where this is equivalent to everything else we do. You have to incorporate this into your life if you want to live a fruitful life. If you don't want to live a longer, healthier life, if you want to be the person that has to rely on a doctor, because of something that you can prevent and that you can stop, then by all means, keep living your life. But you have to incorporate this. This has to be just as much and just as high on the list as any other service you provide for yourself. If you get your hair done and your nails done, you need to exercise. If you go out with your friends on the weekend, you need to exercise. If you eat at bad restaurants, fast food restaurants every day, you definitely need to exercise and stop that. If you party, if you drink, if you smoke, if you do live a reckless life, you need to change that and stop that, and definitely incorporate fitness into your life. Strength training and cardio, flexibility, agility, all these things are important for aging. Now again, if you don't want to age, don't do it. Just go on, keep living the role you live. We have been fortunate and blessed enough to have knowledge and information and people who have stood the test of time, as well as our elders who are actively exercising more and more these days. You're seeing a lot more people that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s, still lifting, still training, still competing, learning the importance of what it takes to be here longer. They're not trying to go out like their great-grandparents or their grandparents. And we can't blame our elders. God bless our elders. And if you notice, our elders are living be 92, and you may say she ate this and she drank that and she smoked cigarette, but it's like you have to understand their youthful life was full of activity and movement, and they cooked at home every day. A lot of them, if they were living a reckless life, maybe they were eating in the street, but a lot of times in those eras of life, people were still eating home-cooked food. There wasn't as many restaurants. There wasn't going out all the time. There wasn't that. You stopped by your friend's house or your mama's house or auntie's house, grandma's, grandpa, whoever's house you was, and you was grabbing a chicken leg out the door, grabbing a biscuit, and you was sitting down and getting a meal. That was a thing. You went to people's house, you sat down and you got a meal. It wasn't a lot of outside food where you don't have any knowledge of the salts or the sugars or what they do to process this food and keep it stored on shelves or stores and storerooms. We had no knowledge of that. We were eating our food whole. And I grew up in a time where we had the meat man, the egg man, the milk man. These guys came in the neighborhood and they were coming from farms. So the food was literally coming from the farm to my house. And my grandparents cooked all the time. McDonald's was a treat. And it was only 5 minutes away from my home, but it was a treat. When you got McDonald's, it was like, hey, it was the biggest treat in the world. And we have to get back to preparation. It only takes a little bit of time. And don't give me an excuse of you don't know how to cook and all that, because We have a food channel. You have a food network. You have tons of people online putting out recipes. You can go online. You can Google recipes. You can get a recipe book if you old school like that. There's so many ways to learn how to better ourselves and stay more fit and keep that important. Go back, listen to the beginning of this, and you'll see it helps your mental, your cognitive function, helps prevent illnesses, helps prevent certain diseases, helps you live an active and healthier life, gives you better capabilities. That's all I have for today. What is fitness and why it is important? Peace. Fight for your life. Markane Alan. Thank you.